Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. Happy Thoughtful Thursday. I am coming to you solo on the podcast today because I thought it was important to share our story, to share my story. I'm not sure that I've ever done so before. And I think it's important to know the origins of, excuse me, the origins of the nonprofit that you're supporting. Um, well, I think you all know I'm Wendy, Healthy Talk with Wendy. I am the founder of UBMA, United Black Mothers of America. I founded UBMA back in the summer of 2020, and I want to share with you how that came about. So, in the spring of 2019, I opted out of my corporate career. I was a local executive for a retail real estate company. I worked both for a publicly traded company and a privately held company over the course of 7.5 years. And prior to that, I was a small business owner. Surprise, surprise. I owned a boutique in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where my business was there for a decade. It was there for 10 years, and we were profitable in year three. I was super proud of that because that is exceptionally rare in retail. Specifically when I was 22 years old, I was learning as I was building. And I do believe that that experience became the foundation of my work ethic and um, set the stage for my success in the corporate space. So I was an entrepreneur for 10 years and then worked in corporate for seven. Um, in the spring of 2019, I was not happy. I was just not happy in my corporate space. And I felt that my health, both physically and mentally, was being impacted by my career choices and my environment. And so I made the brave decision to opt out. Um, Most would say I quit. However, I like to say I opted out because I still had the desire to work and have a career. Um, I didn't decide to opt out to be home with my children. I actually opted out for my own um, mental and physical well being. And I remember at the time when I would share that I was leaving my career for my wellness, there were many people who were skeptical and didn't believe me. I mean, one of my best friends even said to me, I don't believe you. You're about to build some type of empire. You're not just leaving your career. Because those who knew me knew that I was I am a very purposeful and driven professional. And so me leaving my career was a big deal. And, but I even share with my colleagues, I'm leaving for my wellness. And I mean, there were all types of conspiracy theories on why I left. At the end of the day, I made the decision and I walked out and with every intention of entering um, the professional arena again um, months later. So keep in mind, this was in the spring of 2019, pre-COVID. Fast forward 8 or 9 months, we're in the heart of a global health pandemic. And things had shifted. What I intended had now been flipped on its head. And so I was home with two children who needed to be homeschooled. And I had a husband here who was now remotely working in our home. And I felt like I was needed here. However, I'm also a busybody. I'm a Libra, I'm a social person. So being isolated to the home was a mental struggle for me. And so I'm also a proactive person. So I didn't just sit still. I decided to do these um, Instagram live interviews, similar to podcasting, except they were just on social media where I invited my dear friends who lived across the globe, because one of my best friends is in Jamaica. Um, and I invited them to just join me for, coffee in the morning or wine in the evenings. And we would just have conversations on Instagram Live. It was my way of connecting with people. It was my way on checking in with my friends because that's just who I am and what I enjoy doing. Um, what I found through those connections was that many of us, specifically Black women, were struggling. We were not taking care of ourselves. We were so consumed with protecting and caring for our loved ones and those around us that we were neglecting our own health. It came to me that a woman my age had suffered a stroke. It came to me that one of my dear friend's moms had been diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. Um, there were many women, Black women, who were struggling. And a lot of women were fearful of leaving their homes to even go see their physicians. So in the summer of, and by the way, it was not just COVID that was perpetuating this fear. It was also the racial unrest, with the murder of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, to name a few. So in the summer of 2020, I decided to send a text. The weather was beautiful outside. I'm in Michigan, as many of you know. And I sent a text to a vast group of women. I said, hey, meet me at Belle Isle. Let's go for a wellness walk. Um, we need to essentially get outside together. And about 8 women showed up and we walked. I think we walked 4 miles that day. In fact, I know we did. We walked 4 miles that day. We laughed, we had a wonderful time. There was even a mom who brought snacks for us to share. It was a beautiful, beautiful day of community. There was one woman in particular who had adult children who were not at home, and she was home alone. She came to me and said, I was not going to come here at all. But I'm happy I did because I was just able to just be. And that resonated with me because honestly, so often we Black women are put in positions where we have to explain ourselves, explain our feelings, almost place in a in this 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 space of explanation that is not mandated on any other group. And so for this wellness walk to provide this safe space of zero explanation, it was exactly what I unintentionally desired for all of us. And so she also shared, can we do this again? And I said, of course we can. So we started walking monthly. I believe we targeted every third Saturday of the month because we wanted to be respectful of everyone's time. And of course, if anyone wanted to walk more, they were welcome to. I always had a walking buddy. Shout out to Lisa, who is my neighbor. Um, we were always walking together that summer, and we still walk together today. But um, we as an organization decided to start walking monthly. Well, we knew that everyone's mental health was really being tested by how long COVID was lasting. I mean, we didn't walk into this pandemic expecting it to last as long as it did. I mean, this was our first global health pandemic of our generation. So the fact that it had lasted that long, and it was not only affecting us, but it was affecting our families. So I asked a psychologist and a psychiatrist, who are still wonderful friends of UBMA till this day. Shout out to Dr. Dodd and Dr. Franklin. We asked them to, and Dr. Pierre, because Jen is also a dear friend of UBMA, we asked them to host a mental health talk in November of 2020. That was so wonderfully attended. And the outpouring of need in that mental health talk was essentially what I needed to see as the check mark to know that we needed more of this. So UBMA became a 501c3 nonprofit, not overnight, of course. We had to file the paperwork and wait a very long time. I remember getting the official paperwork that says you are officially a tax exempt organization. And I was in the Starbucks parking lot with my husband. I'll never forget it. I got the paperwork. I started crying because we had been waiting so long to get our tax exempt approval. And I was nervous. This is the first time I'd done this. And I just started crying. I couldn't believe that just, essentially, not technically, but essentially overnight, we'd become a nonprofit organization because we need one another as a community. So our mission became to create safe spaces where moms can gather, learn, be heard, and be well. And so since then, we have hosted 25 health talks. We have partnered with Henry Ford Health, which is a leading health care organization here in Detroit. And we have discussed topics like breast cancer, diabetes, heart health, um, perimenopause, menopause. And we have hosted healthy cooking demos with my dear friend, Chef Chris. We have had fitness demos with my dear friend, Carly Britton of Diligent Fitness, located here in Detroit. And we have just been proud to provide free resources to our community. And we've been able to do so largely because of the grassroots and individual donations that have been provided to UBMA. So thank you very much for your support. So I'm proud to tell you that we are entering year 5. This June, UBMA will be 5 years old. I had a board meeting last night, and we were all just in awe and very proud of our efforts because, again, this was something that was organic. I did not expect to, start a nonprofit, but it has become my passion project. And most importantly, we have impacted so many moms and women's lives. I mean, there have been women who have shared their testimonies with us, um, and have said, I wouldn't have gone to get that mammogram if it weren't for that health talk, or I wouldn't have seen, you know, this doctor if it weren't for that health talk. And so we know that we have touched lives, and for that, we feel very grateful. So, um, I wanted to just share a little background about us, and also I want to talk about our walkathon. So, our walkathon launched in February of 2022, where we hosted our health talk, and we've hosted a heart health talk each year. That year, we welcomed Dr. Brittany Fuller, who is a cardiologist here in Detroit with Henry Ford Health. And it was at that health talk in 2022 that she shared that walking 30 minutes or moving your body 30 minutes consecutively each day lowers your risk of heart disease. And heart disease is the number one killer of Black women. It's number one killer of women, period. But Black women are disproportionately impacted. So at that time, it was just like ding, 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 ding. This is something we need to hop on. And there were many women who actually sent me texts and emailed me after that health talk in 2022 and said, you know what, I'm going to start walking more. I'm going to start moving my body every day because, I have high cholesterol or I'm suffering from hypertension, which is prevalent in the Black community. And so we launched our walkathon that year where we championed all women in our community to move their bodies 30 consecutive minutes daily for 60 days. It also became our annual fundraiser because then we said, you know what, let's commit to $1 per mile, which is nominal. Let's ask corporations to sponsor us. Let's ask individuals to sponsor our walks. Um, and in 2022, we exceeded our goal. In 2023, we met our goal. And in 2024, we actually didn't host it. We had a year of pause for personal reasons. Many of us on our board, myself included, were grieving tremendous losses in our family. It was really interesting how we all just were grieving back to back to back. And we unanimously decided to provide ourselves grace and time to grieve. And honestly, as the founder of this organization, it was an honor to say we deserve a break. And so we did not host our walkathon last year. And I want to say thank you for those of you who understood and were patient with us and remained committed and loyal to UBMA. And so we're back in 2025. And currently, our goal is $12,000 this year. And what we're doing with that money is we are providing 30 $250 grocery store gift cards to moms in Southeast Michigan, which includes the city of Detroit, Wayne County, Oakland County, Washtenaw County, and Macomb. There are many women in the UBMA community and beyond who are trying to navigate their heart health. And we want to provide access to healthier food options so that we can help to make that process easier. And so we want to say thank you to those of you who have given $250 or more because your $250 is sponsoring a mom. Thank you, thank you. And we want to say to those of you who may have not donated yet, we need you. We are a small grassroots nonprofit organization. We do not get federal funding. We depend on local donors like you to help us make the local impact we're having on moms here in Metro Detroit. We would love it if you can donate $250 to sponsor a mom, but even if you can't, whatever you can. People ask me to donate money all the time, and I give what I can. So we're asking you to give what you can and help us change the lives of moms and help moms live longer and healthier lives because we all deserve that. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And also, thank you for walking with us. Walking is how we started. And I am proud of how we have shifted over the years, post-COVID as things have changed. I mean, we went from virtual health talks to in-person health talks, which has been lovely. We went from, group walks hosted exclusively by us to now championing you to host your own group walks because we want to be respectful of the hectic schedules we all have. I would love to say that 50 women can all meet at 9 a.m. on a Saturday, on the third Saturday of the month. But at the end of the day, I know that when my children may have a commitment on Saturday morning, that's what's going to take priority. Um, but I still want you to find time to make yourself a priority. So if you're going to gymnastics practice at 9 a.m. and it's from 9 to 11, then at noon, go take a walk. Walk for 30 minutes with a neighbor, with a friend, with a family member, with your dog, with your husband, with whomever or whatever makes you feel safe because we want you to be safe when you're walking at all times. Um, I have been finding joy in walking with my puppy. She's not a puppy, she's a full-grown dog, but she was our COVID baby. She will be 5 years old actually in a few weeks. And I take pride in walking her in the mornings. The sun is shining more here in gloomy Michigan. So we walk around our neighborhood block. And then I do that again in the afternoon. And I have been faithful to Pilates most recently, which has helped me feel good. And I tell people, find what works for you. So I've tried yoga in the past. It's not my jam. Pilates has become a wonderful outlet, like health outlet for me, and so that's what I'm sticking to. And then walking, and walking is the easiest form of wellness. So I really don't want to hear any excuses. There've been moms who are like, "Oh my gosh, I don't walk fast enough. I don't, I can't do this. I can't do that." No more excuses. We deserve to be healthy. And walking is the easiest form of wellness, unless, of course, you are unable to walk. Um, so I want to be very respectful of that. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here with us. We are going to be celebrating our walkathon success, hopefully meeting our $12,000 goal on Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, April 30th. At Boss Blue in Midtown Detroit at 6 p.m. I want to give a special shout out to Rebecca Feminino, who is a dear friend of mine and a friend to UBMA, who is also one of our walking captains. And she is sponsoring our celebration. So thank you, Rebecca. And we're excited to celebrate with you. Um, we'll have lots of goodies for our walkers. And by the way, this is meant for everyone. This is for everyone who's walked, everyone who's supported us, everyone who's cheered us on. Come and celebrate with us on April 30th at 6 p.m. Um, there will be food and drinks, and Dr. Brittany Fuller, um, cardiologist at Henry Ford Health, will also be present to share updated data and statistics on heart health. So we hope to see you. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@unitedblackmothersofamerica.org, or you can leave a comment here. Also, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you want to see more of this, and share what topics you'd like us to cover. If you know of someone you'd like me to interview, please feel free to also email me or share below. If you're someone that you feel I should be interviewing, please let me know. I just told the board last night, I said, I love podcasting, obviously, because, I am a talker, but I need to find time to do more of this. So I'm hoping to do more of this, and I hope that, you'll be here while I'm doing more of this. So take care. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. If you celebrate, happy Holy Week, happy Easter, and I hope to see you on the walking trails. And most importantly, I hope to see you at Boss Blue on April 30th so that we could celebrate together. Bye, guys. Healthier together. Take care. Bye.